What's going on, beautiful people? Your boy JV is in the building. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day, and we have a lot to unpack today. Before we start, I just want to give my salutes to anyone who's currently watching this video and to those who have been keeping up with my content since I've started all the way up to this point. And I also want to give my salutes to any new viewers who managed to find me as well. If you're not familiar with who I am, I post gameplay content on sports games and first-person shooters, while also providing a sprinkle of other games here and there. If you're interested in that type of content and you want to see more, feel free to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you'll never miss a video. If you want to connect with me through social media, links will be provided in the description box below, and it's always a vibe. So now that we have gotten that out the way, let's talk about NBA 2K22. Now, it's no secret that 2K's trajectory in terms of quality and maintaining an audience has been spiraling downward. It's been pretty bad for them as a company, and a lot of people are skeptical on whether or not 2K will improve. A while back, I made a video basically ranting about the current state that 2K21 Next Gen was in. Feel free to watch that video after you watch this one if you'd like. I think I made some valid points on that video, even though I was kinda heated when I made it. But to keep the ball rolling, I said I was gonna make a 2K22 wish list on things that I would like to see implemented in the game, as well as other things that the general consensus would like to see in the game. Some of them are logical changes, and others are features that I know for a fact that 2K won't do, but it'll be good to get it all out there just to see if anyone agrees with me or not. So with NBA 2K22, they released the cover athletes last month, being Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Dirk Nowitzki, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Candace Parker, which I thought was a dope move. It was nice to see a WNBA player make the cover athlete on the NBA 2K game. I like that a lot. And within a day or two after that announcement, they released a courtside report which gives people some information regarding what to expect in NBA 2K22 gameplay wise, and new modes and stuff that'll be introduced in the game. Some things I thought were okay, and other things I thought should have been implemented a long time ago, like the matchmaking system and the concept of seasons. Other things that they talked about in the report weren't really eye-catching for me, so I'm not going to discuss it. But if you haven't read the report already and you want to see it for yourself, I'll leave it in the description box below. So with all of that being said, there's things on my list that I would like to see implemented in 2K22, so let's get started. Number 1, make the game fast-paced again. With the next gen of NBA 2K21 released, I noticed from day one that the overall pacing of the game was slowed down tremendously in comparison to the current gen version. It was one of the main factors that I mentioned in my first next gen video a while back. Everything took forever to do, such as sprinting, dribbling the ball, shooting the ball, playing defense, etc. It just felt like I was playing in slow motion, and that was not an enjoyable experience for me. I tried to adapt to it throughout the game's life cycle, but when I revisited the current gen version of NBA 2K21, I noticed the gap in speed immediately, and I was just unhappy with the change of pace that they made for the game. I've always said that 2K flows better when it's at its fast pace, and they need to recognize that moving forward. Number 2, game speed in my career. For as long as I can remember, 2K's My Career mode gave us the ability to change the game speed to whatever we wanted in the game. It was convenient because it expedited the process of grinding for badges for our My players. But ever since 2K18's release and beyond, we haven't seen that feature come back, and it makes the process of grinding out for badges take so long, and it's just boring to do. I never understand why they will remove that feature. The only thing I can think of is to prevent cheesy builds and maxed out badges within the first week, and they really want you to just get it out the mud the normal way. But so what? Anyone with a brain knows to turn up the game speed, especially if you're trying to max out badges, so why change that? Number 3, patch the Curry slide. I honestly feel like this one's a no-brainer. I'm pretty sure that everyone can agree with me on this one, and if not, then keep your head up. Now, the reason why I say to patch the Curry slide and not remove it entirely from the game, because this man literally does this move in real life. And 2K is so focused on implementing moves that players do in real life, and they try to make the game as realistic as they can, quote unquote. So I say to just patch the move, make it less cheesy as it is. And for those that are unaware, the Curry slide is a signature move by Stephen Curry where you dribble behind the back really quickly, either to the left or to the right. You can see me do it a few times on screen, and it is broken on both versions of 2K. A lot of people use it with help screens, or they use it after a speed boost animation to bot people. As a point guard, you're at a disadvantage offensively if you don't have this animation on your build. It's like a necessity to use, and I think it shouldn't be that way. Patch this up and just make other dribble moves viable at least. Number 4, VC refunds. Alright, now hold on everybody, take a deep breath and relax. Let me just say that I know for a fact that NBA 2K will not implement this in their games ever. But if you take a second to hear me out, and you'll see that this is a pretty logical feature that should be implemented in every single 2K from here on out. Now, let me ask you this question. Has there ever been a time in 2K where you've either purchased an article of clothing, an animation, a jump shot, etc., and you didn't want them anymore? It felt like a waste of VC, right? Well, what I mean by VC refunds is that 2K should give you the option to sell these items back to Swags or the 2K store for your VC back. If not, at least 50% of your VC to make it fair. If I buy a pair of Jordans for 10,000 VC and they came out ugly, then I should be able to return it for half price. I think that would be a pretty nice feature to have in 2K. And for anyone that says, well, if you were just gonna refund it anyway, then why buy it in the first place? Shut up. This feature is fire and you're just tight because I thought about it first. Hold that. Number 5, My Builder adjustments. Now let me get this out of the way. I feel like the My Builder feature was a good idea for NBA 2K in terms of having more control and more freedom of what type of build you can make. I've said this many times throughout the year and is well documented. I just think that there were a few problems with it. The fact that everyone only made scoring machines or power forwards that were able to outspeed guards, which is still insane to me. All they have to do is just make adjustments to the build system so that there's more diversity when it comes to creating your players, and the other builds can have their own shine on their own respective space. It's a pretty simple task, and I feel like NBA 2K should be able to handle that type of change. Number 6, add badge/animation preset loadouts. It's no secret that with every game mode in NBA 2K, whether it's playing in the city or the rec or in the Pro AM, the fluidity of the game is just different, and it requires you to change your animations and your badges in order to be able to play with what best fits for those game modes. I think that they should add a system similar to loadouts in Call of Duty, where you can have one set of badges for a game mode such as the city, and then another set of badges for another game mode like the rec. If they had this as a feature, you can save yourself some time with not having to change your animations or your badges depending on what game mode you're gonna play, and you could just choose from your loadouts right there on the spot. It's a convenient idea, 2K, so please think about it. Number 7, polish the My Court mode. This is something that I believe that NBA 2K can easily work on. The My Court mode is just something that is barely used in 2K, and when it is used, it just flows terribly. For someone like me who likes to play 3v3 or 5v5 matches against my friends on 2K, we don't want to have our time wasted running around the city trying to find a court where 9 times out of 10 we have to get there and secure a spot before randoms do. It's tedious and it's annoying. What they should do is allow My Court to give us more freedom. Allow us to create our own rules in the game to make it more polished and fun. Allow 5v5 court games. Allow it to be like the rec or the city. Just make the My Court game mode worth having because it's just really there for nothing. Number 8, show team selection in Playing Out Online. Now, as a person that plays Playing Out Online a lot, this is one of the things that annoys me the most. I hate when I go to choose a team to play against someone online, and then as I'm matching up with someone, they end up picking the exact same team as me, and now I have to leave and start over the game again in order for me to pick a team again to make sure that I don't match up against someone who's using the exact same team. It's an annoying process, and I feel like they should just take it back to NBA 2K15, where you're able to see my team selection and the opponent's team selection, and if we were to come across the same team that one of us wants to use, one of us is going to change it, respectfully. Number 9, reward players for playing in other affiliations. When NBA 2K announced that there was going to be new affiliations in the city, people were excited because you had the ability to join an affiliation and then invade another affiliation and then try to take out teams on their court. You can still do that in the game, but here's where they got it wrong. Let's say you're a Northside Knight, right? And then you try to go to a South City Viper court and win games there, you only receive 50% of the VC you would normally win if you were playing in your own court. That absolutely makes no sense. What is the purpose of creating multiple affiliations if you can't be rewarded with more VC for actually beating a team in a different affiliation than yours? 2K needs to reverse that in order for it to feel like it means something when I go to a different affiliation and beat them on their own court. It's just that simple. Number 10, multiple builds in the rec. Now, I know that 2K will not implement this feature in the game, but wouldn't it be really fire if you were able to bring in more than just one build into the rec? Let's say you bring in a point guard, right? and your point guard isn't doing anything on the court to provide for the team, having multiple builds in the rec will allow you the ability to switch out your point guard during your timeout and bring in something like a small forward or a big man. But the thing about this is, I only see this feature being useful if you have like an actual team of 5 in a party that you could communicate with. For example, let's say you tell your center, yo, like, I can't do anything with my point guard, like I'm getting locked up, I can't do anything. You sub in your point guard and then I'll bring out my big man and we'll just see what happens. Feel me? I think that would be a cool feature for the rec and the Pro Am. So that is my wish list for NBA 2K22. I know that for a fact that I'm late on this because the NBA 2K22 cover, athletes and information about the game and stuff like that was released a month ago. But I still feel like it was good to try to share my thoughts on what I want to see in the next game, and hopefully NBA 2K22 will become a game where 2K fixes the mistakes that they made in the last game, because this was really a bad year for 2K. And as a fan of the franchise, I only want them to shine, but it's pretty hard for me to want them to shine when they just keep making mistake after mistake. So with all that being said, if you enjoyed the content, please be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe if you're new. Anyways, this is your boy JV signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.